Hello friends, in the previous video segment we began with signal flow graph representation and we also dealt with Mason's gain formula as to how we can find the transfer function of a closed loop system using Mason's gain formula. So we'll continue with the problem. So this is problem 2, where given the signal flow graph representation we need to find the transfer function using Mason's gain formula. So step 1. So we begin with step 1. What is step 1? We need to identify the number of forward paths. So how do we define a forward path? A forward path is one where you have the path from the input node to the output node where no node is traced twice. So let's identify the forward path. So P1 is the first forward path. So I find that G1, G2, G3 is one forward path. So this is G1, G2, G3. So this is the forward path gain. Path 2, I find that this is another forward path, G4, G5, G6. So let me write G4, G5, G6. Let's consider the other one, P3. Now we find that I have G1, G7 and G6. So I have G1, G6 and G7. And then P4. I have one more part, G4, G8 and G3. So G3, G4 and G8. So I'm just writing the gains, G in order, right? So is there any other forward path? Let's assume that I start from here. So I go to G4 and then G8 minus H2, G7 and G6. So I find that none of the nodes are traced twice. So this becomes another forward path. So P5 is G4, then you have G8 minus H2, I'm writing it in the same order, and then G7 and then G6. And next one is the sixth forward path. So similarly we have one more, G4, G8 is already done, so I have G1, G7 minus H1, G8 and G3. So I have G1 and then you go to G7 and then I have minus H1, right, and then you have G8 and G3. So these are the forward paths. So we find that there are only 6 forward paths. So the next step, step 2, we have to identify the loops. So the individual loops. So what are the individual loops? Let us try to identify the individual loops here. Of course, we can identify 2 individual loops. So one is G2 into minus H2 and G5 into minus H1. So let me write them as L1 and L2. So I have L1 is minus G2 H2 and L2 is minus G5 H1. Now is there any other loop? So we find that there is another loop. So if I observe, I have this loop, isn't it? That is minus H2, G7, minus H1, G8. So that's another loop. So that is L3. So minus H2 into G7, minus H1 into G8. So we find that there are 3 loops. Step 3, we need to identify 2 non-touching loops. So is there any non-touching loop? So we have identified 3 loops. Of course, L1 and L3 do share common nodes, whereas L2 and L3 also share common nodes. But L1 and L2 are non-touching loops. So therefore, there is 2 non-touching loops. And that is L1 and L2. There's just one of them. So 2 non-touching loops is just one, that is L1 into L2. So now let us define what is delta. So what is delta? Delta is 1 minus the individual loops. I'll write individual loops. That is the sum of the individual loops plus the sum of 2 non-touching loops, and so on. So I have 1 minus the sum of individual loops. So all of them are negative. So this is negative, this of course is positive. So if I remove the brackets, I can write it as G2H2 plus G5H1. So this is positive, but I have a negative sign here, minus G7, G8, H1 and H2. Right? So this is delta. That's very simple. Plus the sum of two non-touching loops. So there is one combination of two non-touching loops, that is L1 into L2. So L1 into L2 will be positive, so it's going to be G2H2 into G5H1. So after this we need to identify both delta 1 to delta 6. So let me begin with delta 1. So what is delta 1? 1 minus all the loops which are not connected to the forward path P1. So I find that this loop, that is L2, is not connected to the path P1. So I have 1 minus L2. Next, delta 2 is 1 minus. So if I consider G4, G5, G6, I have this loop which does not touch the path G4, G5, G6. So I have 1 minus delta 1. Delta 3, I consider the third one, that is G1. Then you have G7, G6. So it is definitely touching all the three loops. So it's just equal to 1. Next, delta 4. So delta 4 is again, I have G3, G4, G8. So I have G4, G8, G3. Of course it is touching all the loops, so it's just going to be 1. Next we have delta 5. So let me consider this path. So this path of course is touching all the three loops, so definitely it is equal to 1. And delta 6 also is equal to 1 because all the three loops definitely touch the path G1, G7, H1, G8, G3. So all of them are equal to 1. So what is the transfer function? So C of S by R of S is nothing but equal to P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 plus P3 delta 3 up to P6 delta 6 divided by delta. So I have P1 into delta 1. So let me write all of them. P1 is, so now let me write the values here. So I have P1, which is G1, G2, G3 into delta 1. So 1 minus L2. So I will just write 1 minus L2. You have to write what is L2. L2 is minus G5 into H1 plus P2. P2 is G4, G5, G6 into 1 minus L1 plus all the others are 1. So P3 plus P4 plus P5 plus P6, all the values are 1. So I will just write P3 plus P4 plus P5 plus P6. So I'm just writing P1, P3, P4, P5, P6 to just save time. Make sure that you write these values. These are the values, the forward path, divided by delta. So what is delta? Delta is this expression. So you have to write this expression 1 plus G2H2 plus G5H1 minus and plus. This entire expression you need to write there. Okay, so this is the final transfer function of this signal flow graph. So now let's consider another problem. So the next problem, here we have a system which is represented by a set of simultaneous algebraic equations. We need to draw the signal flow graph and also find x6 by x1. Now these are a set of algebraic equations. So now given x6 by x1, meaning x is the output and x1 is the input. So first of all I have 6 nodes. So let me define the nodes from x1 to x6. So I'll just do that. So this is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 and x6, right? So this is the input and this is the output. So I have just drawn all the 6 nodes. Now how do we draw the signal flow graph? Now observe. I find that x2 is g1 into x1. So x2, this is x2, is g1 into x1. So I've done with this. What is x3? x3 is g2 into x2. x3 is g2 into x2 minus h1 into x4. So from x4 I have minus h1 and also minus h2 from x5. So from x5 I have minus h2, all coming to node x3. Next, what about x4? x4 is g3 into x3. So of course this is g3 into x3, and then you have minus h3 x4. So from x4 I have minus h3 coming to x4 itself. So I have a loop here which begins at x4 and ends at x4 itself. So this is going to be minus h3. And what about x5? x5 is g4 into x4. So this is g4 and this of course is 1. x6 is x5. So now we have drawn the signal flow graph. Once we draw the signal flow graph, the next thing what we need to do is we need to identify the number of forward paths. So step 1, to identify the forward paths and to draw or write the forward path gain. So we have one forward path which is g1, g2, g3, g4. So multiply the gains, we get g1 into g2 into g3 into g4. So is there only one forward path? Yes, we find that there is only one forward path, and that is g1 into g2 into g3 into g4. Very simple. Next, step 2, identify the individual loops. So what are the individual loops? Of course there are 3 loops. This is the first loop, the second and the third. So let me define them. So I have loop 1 L1 equals minus g3 into h1. So g3 into minus h1. Next, the second loop, which is nothing but, let me consider this to be the second loop, minus h3. And the third loop, L3, is nothing but g3 into g4 into minus h2. So I'll write it as minus g3 g4 into h2. Now what is delta? Delta is 1 minus the individual loops, L1 plus L2 plus L3. Now what about non-touching loops? Is there any non-touching loop? No, because we find that all these 3 loops definitely share common nodes. So definitely here we do not have any combination of 2 non-touching loops, right? So all these 3 loops share a common node, definitely. So therefore you do not have any combination of 2 non-touching loops. So delta is just equal to 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3. So what is x6 by x1? Very simple, it's going to be P1 into delta 1 divided by delta. Now what is delta 1? Delta 1 is 1 minus, find all the loops which do not touch the forward path 1. So of course they all touch the forward path 1, so I have 0. 1 minus 0. So the final expression would be P1, that is G1, G2, G3, G4 divided by 1. So let me write the values, plus G3 H1 plus H3 plus G3 G4 H2. So this is the final transfer function. So in this lecture we have solved 2 problems, and in the next lecture we shall solve 2 more problems regarding signal flow graph representation, and also to find the transfer function of the signal flow graph. We shall take an electric circuit and we shall take a problem similar to this where we have set of algebraic equations and how we can represent the signal flow graph and then find the transfer function. So do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and to view all the other videos in control systems, click on the I icon or go through the playlist control systems, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching.